Welcome to Reality of the Rose with your host, Natalie Sprink.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 194 of Reality of the Rose. I'm your host, Natalie Sprink. Welcome. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Reality of the Rose. Cheers.
Cheers.
You'll be able to watch my nose literally turn red as we sit here and talk. Well, Jodi is joining me again. Thank you. When's the last time we did this?
Probably over a year ago.
What was it about?
I think we did, maybe it's been 2 years, because we did the Bachelorette. We judged them based on their profiles.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, this time we're not doing a reality recap. Are you even watching any reality shows right now?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Brother. I lied. Big Brother.
Oh, how was that this season?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. I didn't watch it last summer.
Are you up to date?
No,
because I know that's every day.
I'm like a week and a half behind because Andy's been home, so I usually binge watch stuff at night when he's not home. So then I can
I relate.
So then I can just
That's why I'm watching a lot. I literally watch TV all day Sunday.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone's watching and they're like, oh, what are those really cool sweatshirts that they have on? Well, we will show you. This is my merch. I love saying that. So this is...
I supported buying her merch.
Yeah, Jodi was my first customer.
It was supposed to be a surprise, though.
I know, but what she didn't know is that whenever you purchase from me, it says your name. Well, I guess at least if it's on your Etsy account. I don't really know. I didn't know what to expect either. Yeah. I didn't know if I wouldn't know the people whenever they... Right. But I did. It said your name right there.
Yes, that was so sad.
So, okay. So this is a sweatshirt that says, be calm, be strong, be kind, be grateful. She's got the same one. It's got a little bee on the sleeve. I added more merch today.
Did you?
Yep. I have some Wicked merchandise.
Oh, not surprised.
And I added a hoodie, but I don't only have this phrase. I have one that says be unbothered. I have one that says be different. I have one that says be, what did I do that one today? Be curious. And then I have t-shirts. I have hoodie sweatshirt. I have crew necks. I have comfort colors. I have it all. So I'm going to once again put the link in my notes so that you can all visit my Etsy shop and buy my merch. So it's kind of hot. I didn't think it would be. Whew. Okay, let me put my sleeves up. Okay, so today Jodi and I are going to try and have some little fun while we drink, and I'm going to do a podcast where I did this with Becky, where I find little headlines on Instagram, and I'll read the little headline, and then I'm going to relate it back to something we can talk about. Okay. So first, is there anything that is new in your life?
No, not really. Just getting ready for the kids to go back to school.
Well, yes, you have now a junior, right? She's going to be a junior, Malia.
Yep.
And a junior in college.
Mm-hmm.
And one that's in the career world.
I know. I'm that person. I never thought I'd become it. My kids are getting big and old, and it sucks. It's stupid.
I know it does suck, but then you actually do really get used to it. I think.
Yeah.
It still is. At least Maddie's still around here.
Yeah.
And Mara comes home a decent amount.
Not when school starts. She lives her best life in Eau Claire. She's so happy there, so yeah, it's okay.
And she's going to be going to chiropractor school in 2 years.
Yes. That'll be hard.
In Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'll be hard.
Because how far away is it?
6 hours. So I can't just,
get
in the car. And not that I even do that now, but
you could if you wanted to.
I could if I wanted to, yeah.
Right.
But I have family that lives in the southern part of the state. So they're only 2.5 hours away from her. So if something were to happen, at least I could.
Is that year round?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's 10 trimesters. She's debating if she wants to enroll in the July trimester or the October. So it's July, October, and February, I believe.
Okay.
The winter one is a little bit longer because you have Thanksgiving break, you have a Christmas break, and there Christmas and New Year's. But there's usually there's 16 weeks and you have 1 week off in between. And then I think like 2 weeks for Christmas and New Year. But yeah, she will have very short stints home in that 3.5 years.
And it's 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is she going to have to take like an MCAT similar test, like
to get in?
No, to like be an actual chiropractor.
Yeah, there are, I'll call them milestones for lack of a better word, but you get so far and then you have to take some sort of like a certification. And once you pass that, then there's 4 of these tests that you have to take, 4 or 5, there may even be 5, in order to become a chiropractor. So, and some of them, I guess you can take at varied times. It's not like you take the first 2 trimesters and then there's this test and you take another. It's not,
really?
Yeah, it's kind of set up from what I understand. Maybe I'm completely off, but how it was explained or how I understood it to be is there's interims where you can take it. So you don't want to take obviously any too early, but yet you don't want to do them too late either. Otherwise you have all these here.
But the tests
to take.
But do the tests, though, I'm assuming, cover the stuff that they have like learned so far in school?
Yeah.
How big is that school?
I think they said there's about 1,000 students at a time because each trimester, they'll have anywhere between 80 and 150 students enroll.
Okay.
Each trimester, and there's always 3 trimesters.
Yeah.
So there's, I think enrolled at one time, there's usually around 1,000.
So do they also graduate each trimester, people? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So she would graduate in the spring of whatever, 30 or 31.
Oh my God. That seems like so far away, but
yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's all they do at this school, right?
Yep.
Is chiropractor.
Yes.
What's it called?
Palmer Chiropractic College in Davenport, Iowa.
All right. Shout out, Mara.
Yeah. It's a cool school.
Okay. So we're going to start with the first thing is studies show that people in their 50s, and I know you're not there yet, you'll see where I'm going with it. People in their 50s are absolutely thriving compared to everyone else. A new study found that people really start to flourish at age 50. The Global Flourishing Study.
Of course, they're going to flourish when you have a name like that.
The Global Flourishing Study, published in the journal Nature Mental Health, examined the connection between happiness and the age at which people start to feel satisfied with their lives. They determined the most participants had relatively low measures of flourishing until age 50. In this case, flourishing is defined as the relative attainment of a state in which all aspects of a person's life are good, including the context in which that person lives. So I couldn't help but wonder what decade, I know you haven't hit 50 yet, but have you, and it would obviously either be like age 30 or age 40, that was harder for you to achieve, like to turn 40, or did you not have trouble? Do you not have trouble turning any age?
When I was 30, I was due with Malia. So I couldn't wait to turn 30 because I was 10 months pregnant and like ready to be done. So that one I was kind of excited for because I knew the second that happened, then I could have this baby. 40 was just kind of weird. I don't know. I think my early 30s were so hard that the late 30s have been my favorite decade so far. Like it was really, really bad.
I totally agree.
But it was really, really good. And then it was really bad. And then it was really good. So I think, I don't know. I feel like turning 50 may be hard. Maybe not. Maybe I won't care.
I think that I made me think about it. And I think that 30 was no big deal to me. And I think it was also because I had kids later. And Allie was, I had her in 2000, so I was like 29. So I was right there at 30 and I had a fresh baby, you know? Mm-hmm. And so it didn't even really faze me because I feel like I was just in that era of like, I've got
you were in survival
kids,
mode.
Right, that. And I also still, felt young because I had young kids.
Yeah.
My girlfriends had young kids and we just were like doing that thing. Right. So I feel like 30 didn't faze me whatsoever. I think 40 was the hardest for me. I don't think 50 was that bad, but what I think I found is that since I've turned 50 though, I've like felt it more. as far as physically.
Sure.
Like I have definitely more aches and pains. My vision started to go south at 40, but I was a good 43 or 44 until I had to wear like readers because I didn't have contacts before that. And then it was probably around the time I turned 50 that it just got really progressively worse. But then also my back hurt more. I can just feel my aches and pains more. Like it feels like I can't physically do as much, which is kind of sad because 50 is not that old.
No.
So it kind of worries me a little bit. I also feel like, and maybe I'm just imagining it, but I feel like my memory has gotten worse also since I've turned 50.
Well, that could be a lot of perimenopausal, menopause.
I've thought of that
stuff too.
So those would be,
not to say it couldn't be other things, but
so that would be side effects of that memory. You know, I've never really researched it on that much to know what of this. I know my fucking hot flash. I'm feeling those.
Yeah.
But I what about aches and pains? Does that go with that? No,
I don't know.
Damn.
I haven't been there yet.
I know, but you're a nurse. You know everything.
No, I don't. But to answer your question about the flourishing, I guess I can appreciate that because when you're in your 50s, technically your kids are grown. You're probably financially set in the sense of like you're in your groove, you've got things paid off, you've got, you can travel, you can kind of come and go as you please. So I think that's fair for whatever research studies says it is, because it just makes sense.
No, I agree with that. Although again, speaking personally, I think that it goes hand in hand with that. I feel like since my kids, I mean, obviously Allie's been out of the house for a while now, and since we have moved and lived here, really she has because she was in college, but, and I know Tyler lives here, but I still consider myself an empty nester. But I feel like I've also struggled with that whole thing of like what's my purpose now?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a mom and you're not, I mean, not that I'm not a mom anymore, but they definitely aren't coming to me about every little,
right.
They don't need you. And so you've lived like I lived, 20 years of my life being like, their go-to person and being mom and being their mom. And now who am I? Like, I don't know. I really struggled with that a lot. What is it, Lynette? Or is it
yes, because it landed here and then it flew away and then
but I don't, so that's also happened in my 50s. Not that, but all things you said are true. I mean, so we're freer to go do things, we don't have to worry about missing, that was my thing. I was worried about missing a basketball game or missing a sporting event, and I don't have to worry about that. So I don't know. My 50s has been like a weird 4 years so far.
Yeah.
It's been good, but there's been downsides definitely. Sure. But I definitely agree that my 30s, I think, was my favorite decade for sure. 40s wasn't bad, but for whatever reason, I feel like the 30s was just good.
Because I think when you're in your 30s, you're obviously out of your 20s. But when people see you when you're in your 20s, I think they're like, oh, they're just some 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, when you turn 30, I feel like you can be taken a little more seriously, whether it's professionally or just, I don't know.
It does feel like the decade that for whatever reason is the biggest jump. Yeah. When you say you go from your 20s to your 30s, it feels like you're jumping a whole 10 years because of that reason. I feel like, I feel like 20s just seems young and frivolous and just that's the stigma. And I feel like moving from 30 to 40, definitely 40 to 50 is not that big.
Well, I don't even know if it's a stigma because it's just kind of how it is.
Well, true.
You know what I mean? Not every 20-year-old and not every 30, I'm not saying that, but I just think that in general. And I think, your brain is finally fully developed as good as it's going to get for some people. And you finally grow up and you kind of have done all the things or whatever, and you're ready to settle down and maybe be a little more mature or take things a little more serious where there's things that you hadn't in your 20s because you're
it is right in front of me too. Yeah, for sure. I also think that typically now in your 30s, I don't want to say most because again, there's exceptions, but by your 30s, is when a lot of people are either getting married or having kids. So it also forces you to mature. and you probably have reached a level possibly in your career that you're starting to feel more established and maybe not grasping at straws yet about what you want to do with your life or whether you be switching jobs or I don't know.
And I think you're just kind of in survival mode when you have kids and you're young and you're doing all that. So like your 30s, I don't know, like I said, for me, it was just another day to get through to getting closer to something. So, I mean, your 30s, you spend a lot of time growing up with your kids too.
Yeah.
So maybe,
And it flies by.
It does.
When they're that little. I mean, that always flies by, but
yeah. I remember praying, oh, I can't wait till they're big, and now they're big. I'm like, I don't want them little again, but I just want them all home. But yeah.
This is a terrible question, but are you 46? Yeah. So you still have 4 years till you turn 50. What are we going to do for your 50th birthday?
Oh, I don't know. I have all kinds of things on my
bucket list. Well, one of them has to be somewhere where we go. Okay.
I'd like to do like in the Mediterranean.
Oh,
like Greece or Italy.
We should do that cruise thing.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Count me in.
Okay.
Next topic. The headline is A Man Lived with a Knife in His Chest for 8 years. In Tanzania, a man went to the doctor because of, I hate this word, pus coming out from under his nipple. Ew. An x-ray revealed a knife lodged in his chest. The patient hadn't even realized it was there for all these years. He later remembered that he had been stabbed during a fight 8 years ago. So that led me to wonder, what is the weirdest? So just to remind you, Jodi's a nurse. And so obviously she's our go-to person every time somebody's hurt or injured or sick. We say, Jodi.
Start charging.
Yeah, you definitely should. What's the weirdest nurse thing, even if it's a couple stories that you've ever seen like you yourself have not heard of, but you yourself have witnessed?
We had somebody that had a sewing needle stuck in their stomach like years and years and years. This was like right in the beginning of my career. Just this weird abdominal pain, couldn't figure it out. And they did.
How did that get there?
She liked to sew.
Oh.
And so they ended up having to go in and surgically remove it. And sure enough, it was in there for years. Yeah.
So that doesn't hurt like this knife? That's just not, your body doesn't reject that?
You would think eventually it would have worked its way out, which in her case, in his case, obviously, it's a good thing it didn't. But yeah, you would think that.
Or she like laid on it, or
she had no idea.
She didn't?
No.
So she didn't remember I remembered something was stuck in my.
Well, I think like every once in a while, initially it was kind of like, something hurts, but it was a sewing needle, so it was thin, but it wasn't, it was in this way, so. Oh. And it was like deep enough that it, I don't know.
That would feel like that would also get infected, but I guess no.
It didn't, yeah.
So, that's caught by x-ray too?
Yeah, I can't remember if she had an x-ray, they did a CT. Maybe they did an x-ray and saw it initially and said, what is that? I couldn't tell, and then I can't remember. It was 26 years ago.
Yeah. So. And any other weird things?
I've seen maggots in feet.
What now?
Maggots.
Why?
Somebody had a wound that they didn't take care of, and that was.
Oh no! I would vomit. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
So what do you do for that?
Well, the surgeon had to go in and
Is it someone that lived a really dirty life? Or?
Yeah, they were very primitive in their way of life.
That's disgusting.
So he tried to take care of it at home with peroxide or alcohol, which don't ever use, but
oh really?
To clean a wound.
Why?
You don't want to put alcohol in a wound, and peroxide kills all the good stuff too.
Oh.
So if that's what you have, obviously use it, but you try soap and water first. Just come in, we'll clean you up.
Okay. Just go to the doctor.
Just go to the doctor. We'll get you taken care of. But yeah. So he tried to, and then they got infected, and he didn't keep it covered. So then, whether or not he sat outside or he walked or he was, comes from fly lever, so he had it open to the air and came in, and you could smell it going down the hallway.
Oh my God! Was he older man? Is that why?
50s.
Is that why he came? Yes. They're flourishing.
50s, he's flourishing.
Boy, he was flourishing.
He sure was. His maggots were too.
Were they? Is that why he was like, "Oh, I have maggots in my feet"?
No,
so
he was sick.
doctor.
I mean, he was like septic,
Okay.
and yeah, they ended up having to like amputate part of it.
Did he know he had maggots in it?
I don't remember.
That's so gross.
I was just called in because I
I don't like that word either.
I was a nursing assistant on the floor, but they knew I was in nursing school, so one of the docs said to me, "Do you want to see something pretty cool?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." And he takes me in there. I'm like,
That is not cool.
"It's not."
I don't like the word maggot, and I don't like the word pus. I don't. And I need new words. For
Well,
those
pus
two
isn't
things.
as disgusting if you think about it. It's just a collection of white blood cells. So your body's trying to like
They need to name it something different.
white blood cell.
Yeah, white blood cell clump.
Juice.
It's much better.
Drainage.
I have some white blood cell clumps in here.
What?
You know the P word.
Yes. We've had to do dressing change. I don't know. We've had lots of wounds. Like I liked the wounds. I liked all of that. I liked the
Really?
nasty feet. I don't know. They're just weird.
I feel like
is that bone sticking out when we were doing a dressing change, and it was he had his pinky toe removed, but he was still having a lot of. They were very conservative with the surgery because he was very adamant that he did not want his foot cut off, and so the surgeon agreed. Okay, we'll start with the toe, but I'm here to tell you it's probably not going to work. You're going to need to have the whole thing, but they went kind of came to a mutual agreement. Like this is the minimum we have to do. And so they did. So we were doing a dressing change on it and his wound kept getting worse and worse. I'm sorry. They did amputation on it. He came in to do a dressing change and it kept getting worse. So I was cleaning it and all of a sudden it was like this. It was just like the gauze like hooked on something. And here it was the bone and he went through the ceiling. And I mean, I wasn't like vigorously scrubbing or anything. It was just, I was trying to kind of in just a little piece and he screamed. I'm like, that was, went back out. And I'm like, yeah, you need to go back in there.
So when they do doctors do amputations, do they really use just like a saw? Mm-hmm. Like a
I mean, I don't know if it's exactly a Milwaukee drill, but it's a sawzall or anything.
Did they used to before they had that have to do it like a saw? You didn't live back then?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Well, I might have been,
I'm in my 50s, but I am flourishing.
Yes.
Someday.
I feel like medicine has flourished since that whole thing. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I know. I feel like you have to
I feel like
have
there's a specific surgical saw that's used, not just.
I'm sure. I certainly hope so. I really hope they don't whip out their Stanley tool. But also, I think that nurses and doctors have to have it's different, like gene or something, or maybe it's everyone else that like. I just don't think I could do the gore and the blood and the guts and the.
I mean, yeah, it
wounds.
is a lot. And it is something you kind of have to get used to. But I don't know. I think for me, I just think of the science behind it. Like they're bleeding because of X, Y, Z. So we got to go in and get this.
I guess that's how you would have to be.
Yeah. Or like a wound infection. Well, it's infected because they're diabetic. They haven't taken care of themselves. They have poor blood flow. So if you have poor blood flow, you can't get nutrients and oxygen to that foot or whatever. So we have to get all of this out of there in order to prevent them from getting infection or try to get it to heal. And you can see it. Yeah. I don't know that.
I
mean, the smells hard. The smells are hard. There's a few smells that you'll never ever forget in medicine. Mm-hmm.
Like
a GI bleed.
Oh
yeah. C. diff. It's a diarrhea intestinal infection.
Oh,
you can smell that a mile away. You can smell a GI bleed anywhere. Mm-hmm.
I just read. I talked about it on this podcast that I let release today, but I read. Have you ever read any Kristen Hanna books? Mm-hmm. Oh, they're really, really good. I have to give you recommendations if you feel like reading one. But this one was called The Women. All her books are like they take place. Not all of them, but for the most part, it seems like they take place in like significant times. Like the Nightingale was during the Holocaust, and this one I just read was during the Vietnam War, and then another one I read was like during like when the Great Depression started, and there was that Dust Bowl, and so they like a lot of them are take places in eras that you're not familiar with, but they all are stories of women that overcame something or had struggles during something, and multiple struggles, whether they be relationships or an illness or an injury or just life, like whatever. And they're all formatted like that. But since they take place during events like that, she tries to do like a lot of research to get facts accurate about those periods. Anyway, this one I just read was about Vietnam, and it was a woman who decided to go to Vietnam and be a nurse. She had trained to be a nurse, but she had decided to take that to Vietnam. And I guess there were no women fought in Vietnam, but there were women nurses. Mm-hmm. And the first part of the book is about her time over there, and she was like a nurse at these units where just they would get like tons of just injured men that had their legs blown off and their stomachs blown open and whatever. And they were very graphic and detailed about all that. And, I mean, obviously the book was fiction, but I can imagine scenarios like that are just wild, mm-hmm. And I'm sure that was probably factually accurate, like the stuff that she described. Mm-hmm. And it's just crazy to me. Like, I just don't think I could ever do it. Yeah. Like, the pressure of it too, like saving lives and all that. But anyway. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay. A textrovert is someone who is expressive and funny in texts, but shy in person. And it says they often find it easier to share their thoughts and feelings through messages where they have the time to think and craft their responses, unlike in face-to-face conversation, which can feel more pressuring in the moment. So I couldn't help but wonder do you feel like you are like that? Or do you think that I could see that when I read this, I was like, I totally get that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that I'm a completely different personality in my text than my real personality, but I feel like that's so true. Oh, for sure. You can sit there and like say the wittiest things.
You can say it behind
that's really funny.
Yeah.
But how, do you prefer texting or do you prefer calling or what do you prefer?
It depends who it is.
And do you like to text or do you not like to text? Like I anymore just prefer to text everybody.
Yeah. Well, I think you and I have been friends for 5-6 years, and I think we probably only had a handful of phone calls, honestly.
Oh, for sure. And they've not been long.
Mm-mm. Well, unless you're driving, then like maybe
that's true.
But
that's true.
But
we haven't done that many times. Mm-mm. But I feel like I'm funnier in a text. That's just me personally.
Well, I'm way funnier after a few drinks, so.
But I also feel like I don't know if this is annoying to people or if it's good, but I just know it's me that I get wordy in texts but I feel like I'm probably wordy in real life too, but I feel like I text much bigger texts than the normal person.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 'Cause you're descriptive.
Yeah, sometimes probably too much so.
But unlike me, so a lot of times Andy, like if we're in a group, he'll sometimes say, "How did you mean that?" Oh, because I don't, like I'm a direct person anyway, but sometimes I'm like, "Well, no, did it sound bad?" He's like, "Maybe just soften it a little bit," and so he tries to sometimes help me, and then I'm going fast, and then I'll leave out particular words or something like that to make my sentence or thought complete. So then people are sometimes like, wait, what do you mean? Are you referring to this or are you referring to this?
Right.
Or if you get a chain and then you're trying to respond to this, but then all this comes in the meantime, then it's just a whole mess.
No, it is a whole mess. No, I would agree though that you text different than you definitely are in real life.
Really?
Yeah, because you text shorter. When we're together, we always talk a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like you text shorter, much shorter than you are in real life.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, if that's a conscious thing or if it's a subconscious thing when anyone does it.
Maybe what I mean? I'm more succinct when I text.
That's probably again. I think it's just and I think it totally depends on who you're texting and what the purpose of the text is. If you're just checking in with someone that you haven't talked to in a while, obviously then it's like a different feel
Sure.
because it's probably more of a back and forth text and they're longer and stuff like that. But if I'm literally just texting you to say, do you want me to bring anything tonight?
Right.
And you say no, then that's it.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
like,
I think I probably don't. I try not to send very long texts purposely because I have to restructure my sentences all the time. Like I'll get going and then I'll type something. I'm like, oh, no, this will be better up here. So then I'm cutting and pasting and putting my messages back up.
oh.
So that, yeah, it's sometimes a lot of work to for me to send a long text. There was a lot of thought because I have to.
Do you ever, like, sometimes though, like I will text, like I don't, you know how the 3 little dots pop up. And so you don't want, like, if it's like an immediate text
Right.
or something. And so I'll text it in like my notes app first because I don't want them to see that I'm like texting and then backspacing and then texting again and then maybe stopping for a while because I feel like they're like, well, they were just texting me, but then they stopped.
Oh,
Like you probably don't think that far. See, I really think I overthink shit.
You do overthink shit a lot.
I do really
but like,
bad.
I don't know. Because sometimes I guess I would rather see the dots go because then I would at least know that
I read it.
You read it and you're trying to respond. Because if if I'm sitting there, if I'm like sitting there watching TV and my phone goes off and I'm just texting while I'm, it's one thing. But if I'm at work or if I'm in the middle of something, I just set my phone back down and go back about my.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
And
so
you wouldn't
like,
see the 3 dots
I wouldn't
anyway.
see the 3 dots anyway. So I
Yeah.
throw it back in my bag or whatever I'm,
Yeah.
doing. I don't. So. I don't know.
It also is just I think Becky and I might have talked about this too, but it is real, and I'm not saying this like to anyone. I'm just saying in general, it's a pet peeve of mine when people don't ever text back when it's like, so Tim and I always have this back and forth where like I'll text something. Okay, wait, let me back up. I'm someone who, if someone texts something to me, and it doesn't really require an answer, but I want the person to know that I got the text. Like I can't even think of an example. Like I'll be home at 5:00. I would, and I texted that to Tim. I would want him to text back and say, "Okay."
Do you want to okay, or are you okay with the thumbs up emoji?
That was another one I had. Wasn't going to talk about it tonight, but it said that if you text someone back K, that's the most, how did it say?
It's got to be passive aggressive.
Yeah, like passive aggressive or the most, I have to look it up. But in that scenario, I would be okay with the thumbs up, but I typically don't like a thumbs up because I do feel it like it's a passive aggressive thing. But I at least want some acknowledgement that I'm coming home at 5.
I'm pretty sure I'm a big thumbs upper. Got it.
Tim's mom is a big thumbs upper, but I don't hold that against her because I don't think she really. Oh, texting K is the most emotionally triggering text you can send.
For sure. I even started doing okay, A-Y, not even O letter.
Yeah, okay. I see. O-K-A-Y. Yeah. I'll do okay. I never do K. I never did do K.
If my kids do that, I don't take offense to it.
Yeah.
I guess see, that's why you should just call people.
I know you should.
It's too much pressure to text. Like, do I do a thumbs up? Do I smile? Do I send a little heart thing? There's too many rules and everybody takes it so different.
No, it's totally true. And like,
I'm getting stressed out thinking about
it. I feel like if you just say, okay, not all caps, because if you do all caps, it's like, okay.
Exactly. You're yelling.
You're yelling. So I think like a capital O or a little O and a K, and like okay smiley face, or if it's okay, like okay, yay, is okay exclamation point.
But okay exclamation point could be also.
Well, it depends on what you're saying okay to.
See,
I know it is wild.
Rules.
It is wild that there's like. I think it also depends on who's texting it, like how old they are. Because again, when Jan does a thumbs up, obviously I know she's not trying to be like passive aggressive. She just is like, oh, like I'm being cool by using an emoji.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
But if Allie or Tyler would text me a thumbs up, I'd probably be like, oh shit, they didn't like that. So it'd be like, oh, I don't like that answer. Like I feel like
I'm a big sounds good. I say sounds good.
Yeah, that's good. God damn it. Stupid thing.
I think you got it.
I think maybe. But I don't like when people don't answer you back.
Yeah.
Or answer you back like 2 days later and then act like it was immediately following. Like, at least say, oh shit, sorry, I didn't see this text, I was driving. And because I know that happens to people.
Yeah.
Especially like
I'm
when you're
terrible
driving
about
or you're
that.
doing something and you read it, you think, I'll return that later. And then you forget. Definitely have done that myself.
Oh, I do
but
that
then
all
if
the
I
time.
return it, I'll go, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I was doing this and blah, blah, blah. I go into a whole explanation. But
Yeah. So
when
you shouldn't
people-
have to do that. Sorry, I forgot.
yeah. Really? Sorry, I forgot. And I
Sorry,
would
I
just
forgot.
say, I was on my way to blah, blah, blah. And then,
No.
I'm not that bad. But like, there's a few people that are, and I know they don't mean probably any harm by it.
Yeah.
Like, they're not trying to be dicks.
No.
But it just gets on my nerves.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not you. You return my texts. Okay. In Japan, it's completely normal and socially accepted to take a nap during work. Isn't that awesome? Thanks to a culture practice called inamuri, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, which means sleeping while present. Far from being viewed as laziness, these short public naps signal dedication, suggesting the individual has worked so hard they momentarily drifted off, whether it's at a desk, in a meeting, or on public transport. Inamuri is seen as a badge of diligence, blending rest with the unspoken message of commitment to one's responsibilities. And then they have pictures of, like, they have little cots even at their desks where they can sleep. So what would you think of that? You know, when I was growing up, my dad came home every day for lunch. Mom would make lunch, and like at work, he got into like, he took like an hour for lunch, and he would come home, eat lunch, and then go take a nap every single day.
Oh my gosh.
And before I had kids, well, probably even after I had kids when they were at daycare, I would go home for lunch and end up doing that too. I would sit and watch Bold and the Beautiful, and I would close my eyes and I would fall asleep for like 10 to 15 minutes, and I would always wake up. Like, I would just wake up. I didn't have to set an alarm or anything, and I would just wake up, and it was so refreshing. And I feel like I should do that again.
Well, do it.
But isn't it also in is it in Italy, or where is it that they do like the siesta, where that's like a normal thing too, where they take like a couple hours for lunch and they take naps.
See, that would drive me nuts because
Would you not be able to do that?
no.
Really?
No. Because I would lay there and go, okay, I have 25 minutes to go. I have 4 minutes to go. I have 3. I'd wait for the alarm. And anytime I take a nap, I don't ever wake up refreshed. I wake up more tired.
Even if it's only a 10-minute nap?
Yeah, because I don't usually sleep for 10 minutes anyway. Like, it takes me forever to fall asleep at night.
So do you ever take naps?
No.
You don't? Oh, I love a good nap.
Maybe once or twice a year.
And is it because you're afraid then you won't be able to fall asleep when you go to bed at night, or you just don't take naps?
I get tired. I just don't. I feel like they're a waste of time because.
Oh, I love naps. Like, even on a Sunday, if it's raining and you're sitting there
maybe
watching
something
football or something
not
like
when I'm
that.
watching football, I don't sleep. But
Well,
if I were, I don't know. I'm just not a big napper because.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No. Andy will take cat naps just while he's switching shifts. Like, the girls every once in a blue moon will take a nap, but no.
Wow.
And especially if it was a couple hours, that would drive me crazy because that means I have to stay at work a couple hours longer than I need to. It's not like that's part of your work, or is that part of your work day, a 2-hour nap? They're paying.
No,
you to
I think
sleep.
it is. Like, I think over there, it's just, I've never been there, but I have to ask, I believe it's like they start late, like businesses open late, then they take like a long interim period that's like lunch, so to speak. They will close their shops and everything, like, and then they'll open again like mid-afternoon, and they'll just stay open later. And like, people don't eat supper until like 8 and 9 o'clock,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just a totally different.
Yeah, that
like,
would be a
lifestyle.
mindset. I don't know. I mean, maybe in my 50s I could get on board with
Yeah,
it.
because you will be flourishing then.
Exactly. No, but I think right now, no, that would drive me crazy.
Okay.
Like, I have work to do. I need to get it done so I can go home and be home.
And I don't know that I would, I mean, it did feel really good. Like, same thing. I would go, just like my dad did, I would go home. I would just kind of quick eat lunch, and then I'd settle in our nice cozy chair, and I would just maybe it became routine, and that's how come I could just fall asleep. Yeah. Now, there were a couple times when I woke up and I was like, oh shit. But for whatever it was, my internal clock just allowed me to wake up in time to get to work. But when the kids were young, every single Sunday I would take a nap. Yeah. And I would like take a nap. Like I would go I'd be like, okay, I'm going to nap, everybody. They would know. I'd go in my room. I would close the door. I'd get under the covers in my bed and I would just sleep until I woke up. Sometimes it was never under an hour, but sometimes it'd be 3 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
And I would never have trouble going to sleep at night.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh.
So what did you do on the days like you were gone? Did you feel like you needed to take that nap, like the work nap, the 15-minute nap? Like you didn't go home or you were
traveling? Not necessarily. No. It was almost like it was just part of my going home to eat lunch routine.
Sure.
I don't even know
condition. I go home, I eat lunch, I take a nap, and then I go back.
I don't even know that I felt like I was doing it because I needed the rest. It just felt good to take a little nap. Sure. Mm-hmm. But I know that I would like be upset if there were Sundays that like I couldn't take a nap. Oh my God. I loved it. I don't do that anymore though. I you would think now that I really don't have much to do on Sundays. Now in the winter, like I will say I do that more often, but it'll just be like on the couch while we're watching football. Yeah. I'll just like fall asleep. I won't actually, I don't know. There's not been that many times when I've just in Wisconsin and gone up into my bed, just like take a nap unless I feel good maybe. Yeah. But I love myself a nap and my kids, we all do really. Tim cat naps on the couch all the time. Tyler and Allie both love a weekend afternoon, especially if it's raining outside. Yeah. Oh God, that's the best nap. Yeah. Yeah, we're a napping family. I love naps. Okay. This is a 21-year-old woman makes history after breaking 3 world records and rowing solo for 97 days from Europe to South America.
Why?
I know! So she, at just 21, British physics student blah, 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 made history as the first woman to row solo, unsupported and nonstop from mainland Europe to mainland South America, a 3,794 nautical mile journey in 97 days, launching from blah, 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 blah. She faced towering storms, blistering heat, and sharks tailing her boat. Weeks of sleep deprivation brought hallucinations, while injuries from the constant rowing pushed her to the edge. Yet mile after mile, she kept going. When she finally reached South America, she didn't just finish the crossing. She secured 3 Guinness World Records, first woman to complete the solo route, youngest person to row it, and fastest solo row from Europe to South America. The reason I brought this up is just what you said. Like, why do people do this stuff? I've never had, part of me feels like a failure. Not really, but she says, I actually honestly loved it. I've never spent that kind of time. This is a quote from her. I've never spent that kind of time on my own before. No shit.
Really? What a loser.
You've never done that? Oh my God. I actually honestly loved it. That's her. I guess people also who have that in them, I just absolutely can't relate to.
No.
Because,
good for her.
No, totally good for her. But I also lack that gene that I guess probably most people on this earth do. But even not just that, just like people that want to like climb Mount Everest or like do these like super physically demanding kind of feats. I don't, my mind cannot wrap around something like that. No. Like I'd say the thing that was the most grueling for me would have been like the marathon I ran. But I feel like that's way common and not big a deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But like, I don't understand people who, I admire them. But first of all, what kind of, how do you train for something like that?
Why would you want to be out in the middle of an ocean?
By yourself. And like, wait, let me show you.
How do you know you're not like paddling in a circle?
That's so true. Like, how actually smart do you also have to be? That's the thing that was her boat.
Okay, so it was bigger than I thought it was. I was expecting one of those dragon boat type thing.
Can you imagine out on the seas? Here, let me show that. So this is her boat, if you're watching. It's like just a bigger version of a huge version of a kayak. And it looks like she could probably sleep in there.
Yeah, but I would be afraid
to sleep.
Yes.
Like, what if you just, like, this is what we're talking about. What if all of a sudden you fall asleep and you wake up like 5 hours in and like, shit, where am I going?
She had a 15-minute nap during her workday.
She slept during Bold and Beautiful at lunch.
I mean, that would put anybody to sleep. But
I would honestly love to see like a documentary on that. To me, that'd be so interesting. Like, she needs a cameraman with her. But
we've seen Castaway. I mean, like, where you're kind of out.
Also, what was that? Adrift. Have you ever seen that? Oh, that's based on a true story, and it's about some people that, like, she was purposeful, but they like got caught in a storm and they were out to sea for. That's really, really good. You should watch that. But anyway, I don't like. How do you? It says she was by herself. So how do you do that? How do you? Well, weeks of sleep deprivation. So obviously she didn't get much sleep. Injuries. I don't. Do you just treat your own injuries? Obviously, you're by yourself. Why would you do that to yourself?
And could you imagine your kid saying, "Oh, I'll be back in 90
7 days." Yeah.
No,
I wonder if she knew how long it would take, or
I'm
if
sure she did.
Was,
she was a physics. I'm sure she had it down to.
I just want to hear the background of like the training for that, or like how you have to prep for that, because obviously you have to like. No, you need to probably like do this many miles a day, and you have to.
Oh, I'm sure.
Know how to read every instrument known to man that shows you where you're going in the ocean.
Maybe she was overserved in a bar one night and said, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and somebody said, "No, you can't." And she's like, "Yes, I am."
And she went to bed, and she did it.
And she did.
Good for her.
Girl.
I get, yeah, and I also love that it's a woman. I like that's awesome, but I just don't have that gene in me to want to push my body so hard to do like even like when people to be honest, even these people that do this I don't even freaking know what it's called,
like CrossFit or
CrossFit. Oh yes, even that I don't really have a desire to do that.
Good for you, but I'm gonna sit here and
drink my wine. Yeah. Speaking of that, have you ever had the brownie batter ice cream at Eats and Treats? Like, really? I did not think it was like, I don't typically like chocolate ice cream or chocolate stuff. And when Allie was here, I don't know who, I guess maybe Allie had it or Shay had it maybe. And so I was like, oh, screw it, I'll try it. Oh, really? My God.
See, I'm just a very plain ice cream. Like I like Twist or like Oreo or Snickers.
Okay,
like
really?
A flurry type thing, but
see, now also like this is another like
very boring.
So do you prefer soft serve to scoop or vice versa?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
You do prefer soft? Because I definitely prefer scoop to soft serve. That's another reason why I didn't think I would like this brownie batter one, because they're only soft serve, right? I don't think they have scoop.
No, they have scoop ice cream.
Oh, they do?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Yeah. But only a few flavors, I feel like.
I think so.
But I definitely prefer scoop ice cream. I actually like scoop ice cream. I don't typically like a soft serve.
Really? Mm-mm. Why?
I don't know. And I think I'm like the opposite of you, maybe. Like, if you just give me vanilla soft serve ice cream, gross. Like, not gross.
No.
I would eat it.
I need something in it. But.
Okay. But, like, this was good to me. Or, like, if I go to, like, I like Culver's, what's it called?
Concrete mixers?
Yeah, but there's not yogurt. What do they call theirs?
Custard.
Custard, thank you. Fuck, what is wrong with me?
Glad I'm here.
That's like smoother.
Yeah, because it's
a
lot more, I think it has a lot more fat in it and
probably
or something. I don't know.
But that I like okay. But if I go to Culver's and get their custard, I definitely will have to mix a lot of stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
I also love Cold Stone. Yeah. But I don't know what you consider that. That's not really scoop, but it's not really soft serve either.
It starts out as scoop and then it becomes soft.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like that is my absolute favorite. And I get that with cookie dough and Reese's peanut butter cup. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. But I don't typically like the Dairy Queen. I could totally do without Dairy Queen.
Yeah,
ice cream
it's okay. I'd rather go to Culver's, I think. That is well.
Okay. All right. So one more. Okay. There is a community in Chicago that gets together to scream and release their emotions.
Are they riding bikes and are naked?
No, no, they aren't doing that. But apparently they do that in Chicago.
Do that on the second Saturday off of Sheridan.
It's the Scream Club. What began with a few strangers has grown into weekly Sunday gatherings of over 200 people seeking emotional release. Participants write down their stresses, breathe together, and scream in 3 rounds, ending in a primal release. So here's the.
This is your opportunity. Going in 3, 2, 1.
Have you ever done that? Not at Lake Michigan on the thing.
Of course.
God, but have you ever just literally screamed in your? I do it in my car. Sometimes if I'm really pissed off. I went one time. I screamed and I was so mad, and I was just and I was talking, screaming at the same time, really loud for a period of time, and I literally went hoarse. Really? Yeah. But it felt so effing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a 4-minute ride to work, so I'm not
That's true.
Not in my car that much. I used to live in it when the kids were younger because we go all over the place. But even at home and stuff,
yeah.
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I just don't remember doing it.
It's not a normal thing to do, typically.
Well, it's better than screaming at somebody.
No, it definitely is. But okay, so then let's talk about what people do you have a go-to, if I'm stressed, I go do this? I just leave the room.
Yeah.
I go watch TV. I go read a book. I
usually either I have to remove myself from the situation. So whether that's just go outside.
Is it hard for you to do that? Or would you rather just be in the situation and try to argue your point?
Oh, I'll argue.
Yeah.
But then I sometimes have to put my big girl panties on and be okay, you're not always right. And
yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't know. I guess it depends. But when I'm really mad, I'll usually go for a walk or run or something like that. I just need to.
I definitely need to come up with something to do. Mm-hmm. I feel I sit in my feelings too much, and I should have an avenue to. And I think I have those things. I could go read a book. I definitely could if I'm here, I could just go to my room and turn on, since I watch 850,000 different shows, could turn on any numerous shows. And I feel that helps me. And I know that I probably watch way too much TV, but I honestly can remove myself from my current stresses when I watch TV.
Yeah.
I can definitely just get enveloped in whatever show I'm watching, even if I'm really upset about something or something's going through my mind. TV will take it away. And I don't know if that's healthy or not, but it works for me. Yeah. So why not?
Yeah. Sometimes I have to, I'll leave and then I'll come back. And then I need a minute. When I type out things, that's kind of what's in my head too. I'm typing out all the information or the discussion or whatever in my responses, and then I have to kind of calm down for a little bit and then go back in and this is.
Do you have the normal, I think it's a very normal thing at least, where you will lay in bed either before you fall asleep or if you wake up in the middle of the night and then you can't fall back to sleep and you blow things up so crazy in your mind about whatever. It doesn't even matter. It can be a big thing or a little thing.
I used to. I don't so much anymore.
Really?
Mm-mm. No. Because I've found that sometimes just letting things be is okay.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, but telling your mind that in the middle of the night, how did you change that? Because that's what I can't do. I will sit there. I've gotten worse, I feel like, with it. Feel like I can fall asleep okay, but if I wake up to go to the bathroom, which is very common, and then I come back to bed, is when if I don't fall asleep immediately, then I sit there and and then one thing jumps to another, and I'll sit there and I'll go, just stop, just like say a prayer.
Yep.
Like I'll do any of that. I'll count. I'll picture blue. Like I do all these things, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking about the thing again.
Yeah.
And
I keep redirecting. Like I'll catch myself and then I redirect them back. So like somebody said, go through the alphabet and pray for somebody. So like A, B, C, D. Usually by the time I get to E or F, I'm pretty, or sometimes I will start in the middle because then I have to be like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, every time you pray, you know what I mean? Like, and then that totally distracts me.
Yeah.
So, but even like for anxiety purposes, because I have always been very open about my struggles there. This spring and summer were really hard, and I saw this on TikTok where you just like, if I was sitting here and I felt myself getting anxious or worried, I would look and I would go, bear, bookshelf, couch, pillow, wall, mouse, table, carpet, picture, TV, vase, lake, tree, and it just trains your brain to stop going down that path and brings you back, and then eventually like that anxiety and nervousness passes.
Interesting.
Yeah. And sometimes it'll take me a minute or two to stop. And other times it'll take me 15 seconds. I'm like, okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'll do that same thing at night. Like, what's in my room? Like, what do I have here? I have a lamp. I have a bedside table. I have a mattress. I have sheets. I have.
This hasn't worked for me, but I saw something on TikTok. It was, you do eye roll thing. So I'll do it with my eyes open because obviously you can't see my eyes when they're closed. But you're supposed to do it with your eyes closed. But you're supposed to go up, down, up, down. You're supposed to do that 5 times, and then you look left and right. Like you don't you just move your eyeballs left and right, and then you go in a circle to your right, and then you're supposed to do that 5 times each, and then you go back and do it all. I think
it's just distracting you. You know what I mean? It's getting you to take the focus off those thoughts.
Probably. Okay. That makes sense.
So it'd be no different than, try wiggling your toes. Like when they say, relax from your feet up to your head, and then, you contract and relax, and then you do your calves, and then you do your thighs, and then you do your butt, and then you squeeze your abs and your back and your arms.
I've never heard that one.
No. Yeah. That one used to work when I was in college.
Well, the eye thing doesn't work for me. I was like, I'm giving myself a headache because I'm rolling my eyes.
I'd be like,
around
was that 4 times 5? That might have been 6. Oh, shoot.
I really did. My eyeballs were hurting. I was like, this hurts. I don't like this.
Yeah, I think it's just a distraction.
Yeah.
To get your focus onto something versus those thoughts.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
God, I am freaking hot.
It is hot in here.
Okay. Well, I think we've hit an hour. Thanks. We should do this more often.
I'll do it.
And if you find any little fun Instagram things that we can talk about,
sure,
you can tell me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So again, if you want any of this stuff, you just go on Etsy and click my link, and it will be sent to you ASAP. Were you satisfied with the shipping?
Yes, it was very fast.
Okay.
I think I ordered on a Tuesday and I had it by Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, cheers. Thanks. Are you done? All right. So, say it with me. Be calm, be strong, be kind, be grateful. Bye.